What's up, tribe? Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Nephtara Grace. If you're new, welcome in. If you've been here before, welcome back, fam. I know it's hot outside, but it's outside. Plus, they're promising rain. I'm not gonna lie, they've been promising rain for the past few days, but y'all, my poor little garden. Anyway, I wanted to be outside today. The kids were doing lunch and a movie inside, and tell you what, I gotta be outside. Othila? Yeah, we're jumping right in. There's no need to hesitate. Count us. We just had the full buck moon in Aquarius. Burkana. Rado. And I feel like the runes are mirroring this, and then the Ingwas. Othila is the ancestors. Your ancestral inheritance. This Kaunaz is fire. It's like a knowledge that you can receive. Burkana is rebirth, or the mother rune. Okay. And Rado, I love Rado. I'm like, energy wise, this rune is like, I tell y'all all the time, it's like the Wheel of Fortune, the Chariot, and the Sun card in one place. Like, it's just like, wow. For me, this is like whatever gift you've received from your ancestors, whatever spiritual inheritance you have, it allows you to regenerate yourself. It's like something about it. We talked about this in the last reading. It's like you have some type of inner knowing, some type of inner knowledge that allows you to move a certain way, do things a certain way. It's an inheritance. I think why they call it a spiritual inheritance is because I think it's a gift from your ancestors passed down through your blood. Okay, so you have to acknowledge the gift, acknowledge that it's there to receive it. Like, yeah, okay, I'm down, I'm gonna play with this, and then learn how to use your gift to be effective. My own story, I was born with crazy gifts, okay? Only I was raised in a family that didn't see them as gifts, they saw them as a problem. So I was aware of my gifts, but I didn't want to accept the gift, right? Just any other gift. If somebody like came up to you right now and was like, hey, I want to give you this gift, you could decline it. Spiritual gifts are the same. So I declined my gift. At the time, I did not understand clearly what I was declining, why, none of that. I was raised in a very typical Southern Christian home, and so spiritual gifts, the way that I was raised, was for certain people at certain times doing certain things, and I was none of them things of people, okay? Funnily enough, the Most High felt different. Because that's the thing. It's not like you're born and you go, oh, I'm gonna get some spiritual gifts. No, like, spiritual gifts are literally covenants between you and a divine being, and then that covenant tracks down your bloodline. Y'all, if y'all are of Christian background, then you understand covenants. You understand the sacred covenant. You understand that Yahweh, the God in that spiritual text, that sacred text, made covenants with people like Abraham. I said Abraham, which is what, Abram and Ibrahim and Abraham, like it's the same name in 3 languages, but you guys know what I'm saying. Yahweh is recorded for entering into sacred covenant with humans, right? And in exchange, for those gifts, it's like, okay, well, you can have this gift. You have to do this task. I'm going to give you this gift. And then if you do this task right, everybody in your bloodline will have this gift too. That's an inheritance. That's called a spiritual inheritance. So that's just giving you like some context. What the hell am I talking about, right? That's what these runes been talking about. It's a spiritual inheritance. I used to say this to people myself. Some people, your ancestors leave you money. Some people, your ancestors leave you land. Some of y'all ancestors left you spiritual gifts. You hear what I'm saying? Spiritual gifts. And so you have spiritual gifts. You didn't have to pay nobody for them. You didn't have to sign up for a class. You didn't have to do no homework. You was just born with them. That's what you got. That's what your ancestors left you. But it's a gift. You still have to be aware that it's there, choose to accept it, and then learn how to use it effectively. That's what this is. That's what this is. Let's get a theme out here. And it's like this, the spiritual inheritance is the one in these runes is life-changing. It's life-changing. What's this? Magician. So here we are. So that's what we're talking about today. All right, Holy Spirit, archangels, ancestors, ascended masters, and the legions who walk with me every day. Thank you for protecting me as I channel messages for this tribe. Thank you for showing me what I need to see and telling me what I need to know so I can support the tribe as we live, learn, thrive, and grow. As above, so below, and so it is because it is so. Let me get 2 of these. Fool's Embrace, Transmuting Pain. Number 22. Okay, I said 2, but I'll take 3. Look at the number 23 coming out right behind it. Fortune's Wheel, Luck and Right Timing. So there's that radar rune I was telling you about, right? That's it right there. And then 52, Magical Map Shifter. I love it. Especially when, don't forget, our theme is the Magician. I mean, this is hot. It's hot outside, but this reading's already hot. I want to go back to Fool's Embrace, Transmuting Pain. This card is like the ultimate shadow work card, isn't it? You know, this card is, this oracle in particular, this message is really all about embracing the opportunity to experience everything as a lesson. You know, and I think that goes both ways. Sometimes, I was actually just thinking that this morning. I had an encounter with somebody who I felt like they were quite judgmental. That was my experience, okay? And I had this encounter with them where they were I had shared something and they commented like, and here's the thing, I was actually sharing like my story, my path, right? As I do sometimes with you guys here. And this person goes, gosh, it just sounds like, how do they put it? Like, you're calling that your path, but it just sounds like you have a lot of bad karma. And I was like, ooh, now that's interesting, right? Now, for context, this is someone who has made whatever choices they've made. And I said, well, that's an interesting perspective, right? That's it. There's nothing to defend. When I choose to share my personal story, your opinion about my experience is your opinion. And if you don't get that for yourself, I suggest you get there for yourself. If you go to share something personal that happened to you to someone else, and they're just unable to be with the vulnerability there, keep moving. Don't share with them no more, okay? So anyway, I said, oh, that's an interesting perspective, and I just, shut my mouth, didn't share anything else. Like, maybe we're finishing this full moon, so yeah, like maybe 3 weeks later. So maybe it was a moon, maybe it was a lunar cycle is what I'm seeing, okay? This person is coming to me and sharing all this stuff that's happening in their life, and I'm hearing, my guides are telling me this is their karma. So the person that I am, I said nothing to the person in front of me. I just said to my guides, I said, so, what? And my guides were like, yeah, this is their karma for judging. This is their karma for judging. And see, here's the thing. I don't know why I'm sharing this, but somebody needs to hear it. And I ask questions of my team like this, and I encourage you to if you don't already. I was like, well, karma for judging, how does that work? And this is what my guide said. Everybody's ignorant about something. Everybody's ignorant about something. But sometimes you and me, we have enough wisdom to pray and say, show me the truth. I don't know what that is. Show me the truth. And then the universe configures itself and arranges itself to bring truth in front of our face, in front of your face, in front of my face. In that moment, we still have to either accept or deny the truth. Okay? Apparently, in this case, whatever the words I spoke out of my mouth were, now you got to get, I didn't know this at the time. I didn't know until I asked Spirit, like, what is, okay. Whatever I was sharing was a truth that that person had prayed to hear. They wanted to know the truth about how something, whatever it was they prayed. I don't know what they prayed. I wasn't there. I'm just clear based on what my guides told me that whatever I said to them that day, that was the response. That was the divine, like, hey, this is how this works. If you do this, this is what's going to happen. This person is telling you firsthand experience of how this works. Okay, you have a not hearsay and not Google, a real life person in front of you telling you 100% from start to finish how something worked, because they did it. This firsthand account right here. Don't get no truer than this. And for that person to then turn around and go, wow, that just sounds like bad karma to me. So is there something you need to like fix or something? Please understand. If I gave you a gift and you were like, nah, I'm cool, you didn't even open it, okay, fine. What's that? Oh, something fell out of my pocket. If every time you came to me and said, oh, I need this, and I lined things up for you, and you're like, ah, no. After a while, I would quit responding to you. Not because I don't want to fulfill your request, not even because I don't like, but because there is a track record of you asking for something and then refusing it. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, I'm drinking a smoothie. It's a healthy one. It's good though. Anything else before I sling these cards? Y'all want to say anything else to them? Because I didn't expect that. They said no. They just really want you guys to know that everything that comes out of your mouth matters. Wear your words carefully, especially during this time. It's the height of transformation and manifestation. It's like an apex happening. Be very mindful of your words, they're saying. Ashe. All right. Let's get these cards. Yeah, so anyway, you know, this person is now dealing with bad karma because that's what they did. It's like that's what they I don't know, it's almost like the way they're putting it to me, it's like that's what they told the divine they wanted by how they responded to my share. It's like you get what I'm saying? Like if you're an agent of the divine like I am, y'all already know when you show up in a place, things change. You show up in someone's life, it changes, you know how that goes. So again, just imagine praying to God for an answer, and then God sends one of, you know, God's agents to answer your question, customer service department, you know, and you do that anyway. Y'all know what the hell going on here. Y'all already know. Please watch your mouth. What's that? 10 of coins to the hermit as we split and shuffle. Yeah, just be mindful of the messages you're putting out, not just with your words, but your thoughts, the thought frequencies you're choosing. Be mindful of your frequency, the one that you're emitting, you know. It's really intense out here right now. It's really intense out here. It really is. Like, I feel like a lot of people are not okay. A lot of people feel lost and ungrounded, but they're not going to say anything. They're not going to say anything about it. I feel like it's a lot of hiding. Now, where is that? That is, was that a dream or meditation this morning? Something about hiding. I don't know, y'all. It's gonna come out. Strings at the bottom of the deck. Let's go. Happy birthday, Leo. Page of Cups. Now they're saying I got a new attitude. Queen of Coins. So somebody feels differently about themselves. The Gate. Judgment. You know what it's giving me? Only God can judge me. But that's the mindset of this person. I'm looking these three cards. It's giving me somebody who has the Queen of Coins is just such a boss energy. Okay, but it's giving me somebody who sees themselves as a boss, and that in itself is a judgment. That in itself is a rebirth. That in itself took time. That in itself had to come after a run-in with the devil, the turn of the wheel, the chariot riding. You see what I'm saying? Like, judgment is number 20. The Empress is here. See? It's like somebody, it's one thing if how people see you is one thing. How you see yourself is what matters, because that's what you're building from. That's what you're creating from, right? That's your manifestation vortex, is how you see yourself. So if you see yourself as small and needy, and you always need support, you always need help, then part of what you're going to manifest are situations where you can be supported, and helped. That way you get to fulfill who you are for yourself. You track that. If who you are for yourself is a Queen of Pentacles, Empress, badass, boss ass bitch, then you're going to create situations for yourself and manifest situations for yourself where you get to experience yourself as being a boss, abundant, badass, right? Like as an Empress, Queen of Coins, you're manifesting being the person who comes in to save or support or empower whatever else is going on, right? Versus the person who's receiving, I'm manifesting someone to come help me, and there's nothing wrong with that. Something that I've learned is that depending on your path, you will move through seasons. And look, part of the experience of this realm is duality. Unfortunately, this realm kind of got stuck in duality, but it's just meant to be a part of the experience here. And duality is nothing more than this and that. And this and that, not or, this and that, right? So the sacred and profane. Three of Wands. It's given, I'm telling you, it's given like, with this Queen of Coins here, and the Three of Wands, it's like, there's an excitement here. There's an excitement here that wasn't here before. Okay? Pain got transmuted. Don't forget, we've got Fool's Embrace, Fortune's Wheel, Luck and Right Timing, the Magician, the Magical Map Shifter. Whatever was going on before, excitement wasn't there. Excitement is here now. Knight of Cups. Somebody's also coming. Let's see. That's too many cards. Hope you all are well. Hope you're manifesting well, loving what you're manifesting. We're in the throes. Look at Justice at the bottom of the deck. I don't even know what card flew out yet. Let's see. The Page of Wands. I was mentioning that there's passion here now. There's an excitement. There's an actual excitement to. It's like looking forward to something. Okay, it's like you plant a seed and you can't wait to go out every morning and every evening and water it and just watch its growth because you know it's going to grow. That is this energy. It's a can't lose. There's a guarantee behind this. It's like night follows day. What? It's like I said in that last reading, it's like if you're standing at rock bottom, the only way to go is up. So you can be excited about every single step you take, every single action you take, every single thing you're making, every single thing you're doing, because every single thing you're creating from that point is a stepping stone up. There's nowhere else to go. So everything you do, it's literally bringing you up. I mean, there's nowhere else to go. What's great is for somebody, this is the exact energy that they are meant to be in. Like, it's almost like, honestly, it's almost like this energy that they're in is a part of their inheritance. I'm telling you. And now it's like something's shifting so that this energy is the baseline. That after it, like, just boom, that's it. This energy is the new rock bottom. So whatever, if this is your message and is resonating, wherever you're sitting now and you look around, this is where you are now is your new rock bottom. This is rock bottom for you. This is as bad as it gets. Damn. I mean, and again, if this is resonating with you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wow. Yeah, like somebody, like for real, if this is your message, you're here. Like what you are establishing, what you have established, it's for the world. That's what that is. Whatever you are growing, manifesting, whatever's going up, like you rising up benefits the world, because your inheritance, it's like it's meant, something about what you've received is meant to be shared, poured out to the world. It's like, okay, I come from a family of gifted people, okay? There's a lot of, well, I say a lot, that's relative. There's a number of people in the world who are gifted with foresight and psychic awareness and all that. Different psychics use their gifts for different reasons, right? There's psychics who work privately in private consultation. There's psychics who work on a much larger capacity at a higher level. There's psychics who work on psychic hotlines, okay? There's psychics here on YouTube. There's psychics and you go through a town and they'll house, psychic readings. There's psychics, okay? Those people are in their way sharing their gifts with the world. Can you get that? Even like when you go to another country, sometimes they have the ladies. In different cultures call them different things, but the wise women, the prophecy women, who will sit on the side of the road, and if you're a tourist, for a little bit of money, they'll tell you your future. Psychics, they show up how they show up, sharing their gifts how they share their gifts. Okay, whoever you are, your spiritual inheritance is something that you've received that is meant to be shared. Okay, but the sharing of this is meant to not just serve the world, but it's also meant to make your life better. Okay, and I feel like that's a part of what is unique about this in particular, and why there's been so much static in your line, so to speak, is because something about how you express your gifts, it's changing a paradigm. We have a certain narrative around spiritual gifts. They belong, like I said at the beginning, in church or something like that, And when we see people have spiritual gifts and they're real outside of organized religion, we get really scared. We get real judgmental. We don't like the lady sitting on the side of the road telling us our future. She must be a charlatan. You know, I don't even want to get into the YouTube culture. We're not going to go there. The thing is, though, collectively, globally, the people who have been spiritually gifted, for as long as we can remember, have also been people who do not have access to material gifts. For a very long time in this realm, if you had spiritual gifts, you didn't have material wealth. You could be hired by people who had material wealth. Do you want me to tell him? It wasn't always that way. Originally, the two were tied. Originally, certain lineages and certain bloodlines had spiritual gifts and material wealth. We call them royal bloodlines. We call them royal bloodlines. Brother, we call them the royals. Stop. We call them the royals. So anyway, y'all know when, that's a strong word. You want me to use that word? Okay. The backstory of colonization that nobody wants anybody talking about was that the material wealth was stolen. And they wanted to steal the spiritual gifts too, but they couldn't. So what they did was they demonized the spiritual gifts. They villainized the spiritual gifts. Please understand, we talked about this before. My blood is extremely multi-ethnic. The world has been colonized, my love. The world has been colonized. Some of my ancestors accepted colonization. Some of my ancestors did not. They took the material wealth. They stole it from my ancestors. All of them. As varied as my ancestors are, each group of my ancestors has been colonized. Their wealth stolen. Their spiritual gifts still running inside me. Now, like you, whoever this message is for, see what I'm saying here? What changes the game is that there's a way that you express your spiritual gifts that it brings you material wealth. You are literally restarting this. It's like we say things like the golden age, and we don't know what the golden age is. We know what they told us the golden age was. We're meant to be reliving the golden age, and what that looks like is the royal bloodlines return, and people who have spiritual gifts also have material wealth. Why? Because those people have a really good shot at using that wealth responsibly compared to the people who don't. You want somebody with no spiritual discernment out here wealthy as hell? Unsealing portals and letting demons run around everywhere? Huh? Yeah, we tired of that, aren't we? You tired? Aren't you tired? I'm tired of that. No. No. So that's, it's like you have some type of spiritual gift that's meant to unlock this paradigm, like dissolve this old way of doing things, get rid of that, because that's an old heart contract, bring us back into alignment with the sacred covenant, with the divine, instead of this whatever demonic pact is under. Is done with it. Moving on. Six of Cups. That's what I just said. Just saying. Eight of Coins. Mastery. Accomplishment. Because as above, so below. Because it's time for the law of mutual exchange to actually be in full effect out here. It's time for you to reap what you sow. And it's time for the people who were born to carry the power to have the power. People be like, oh, the system broke. The system ain't broke. The wrong people running it. If I let my 7-year-old drive my car, y'all say my car broke. Well, it would be, wouldn't it? But no. No, it's just the wrong person driving it. Focused. I can't say enough about that Two of Wands. It's that I feel like right now the Two of Wands is the MVP of the tarot world, because without that Two of Wands, we'd be in a hell of a lot of trouble right now. The fact that it's a Two of Wands at the gate with a Three of Wands, okay, at the gate. We focused on what's ahead. We focused on what we know we've already done. We focused because we know we're about to get everything that we worked for. That's the Judgment. No distractions. No distractions. King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Let's find out. This Seven of Swords. And then moving in silence. I can't listen. These cards be so great. Yeah. Okay. So there's something about how you bring your gifts to the marketplace. There's something about it. Six of Swords. Tell me more. Seven of Coins. On the Seven of Swords. It's like somebody, is it the King of Wands who can't see the Two of Pentacles? Or don't know. Someone's unclear. Someone's unclear about what you're actually doing. They can't tell what you're doing. Like on a daily, like what are you putting your time into on a daily basis? They can't tell. They don't like that. The Six of Wands. On the Six of Cups over here. God dang. We're gonna take that. Hell yeah. But they're about to see. Kendra says sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. They're about to see. They're about to pop out. Like, pow. Ta-da, what's up? Six of Swords. On this Two of Swords. Oh, it's a Two of Swords. Why did I think it was a Two of Wands? You guys, that's a Two of Swords, Three of Wands, the gate. I'm sorry. But this is, yeah. You're focused, no distractions. But there's somebody over here who can't see what you're doing because they would like to distract you, but they can't. Yeah, Six of Swords. It's almost like you're already living in the finished product. It's manifesting, but somehow you're already living there, like energetically or frequency wise, and this person like they can't build a bridge to you in that frequency. Eight of Cups. They can't. And it is like you disappeared for them. King of Swords. We knew who it was. We knew who it was and their feelings. Yeah. King of Swords cannot tell what you're doing on a daily basis. They're sad because they feel like you got away. Six of Swords, Eight of Cups. They feel like you got away. But they don't, I mean, they're at a loss. Two of Swords, Seven of Swords for them, they're at a loss. It's like they're having to give up. Give up the game. They're surrendering to that whatever you're doing, you're going to pop up. They're surrendering to that they've lost control. They're surrendering to that they've lost tabs. And so at this point, as far as they're concerned, it's you whack-a-mole, you jack in a box. And I feel like they may be dealing with a fair bit of anxiety because they don't know when or where you're going to pop up, or how, or with whom. Four of Coins. Yeah. They've had to let you go. Wheel of Fortune. Dang. Seven of Cups. Damn. Now that's interesting because they've surrendered, holding on to you. But now it's like they're drowning. The Emperor's at the bottom of the deck. The Magician. God dang. That's the end. Look, sometimes I'll be wanting to end a reading and they're like, keep going. And sometimes I want to keep going and they're like, it's over. And that's what I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, it's over. I'm like, what? Oh, hold on. Yeah, it is. It's 36 minutes. But so they're drowning. Drowning in their feelings, fears, and illusions. They're giving me a picture of this King of Swords energy. I think they're drinking, but it's not. It'll never be enough. God, it's like they're drinking and it's just running right through them. I think this person is a full-blown stone cold alcoholic at this point. Like, they can't not drink, but they can drink so much and it's like it just runs through them. Dang, they're fully inhabited by that spirit. Okay. So I'm picking up like whoever this person, they have, this is their natural state of being. Like I was talking about, your new baseline is this, let me go plant I can't wait to see if my plant grew because I planted these seeds and they're going to be so great and everything's going to be like that. That's your baseline energy. This person's baseline energy is drowning in their feelings, fears, and illusions. Part of why they work so hard to try to hold on to you is they were using you as like an anchor stone because they always feel like they're drowning. So this person was using you to stabilize themselves emotionally. Okay. Only as we found out in these readings, they were actually working with other people behind your back to keep you down. Does that make sense? You were born, like we said in another reading, you were born to rise, you were born to shine like the sun, you were born to have these gifts, express the world. You the magician. Like you, and that's what they were tired of. Honestly, can we just say they were like, Marsha. Like they were like, and the reality is, and there's a reason, in case you're wondering, there's a reason why the divine allowed you guys to meet. This person was always going to try to use you as an anchor. There was that split moment in time way back when they could have roped you in and then hung on for dear life as you ascended to the top like you just have. They would have been right there with you. It would have been a struggle because they would have ridden your coattails, barely able to breathe once they got up that high because they didn't do the conditioning work themselves. You guys get what I'm saying? Why shadow work? Because as you ascend to the higher heights of consciousness, baby, you ain't trying to lose your breath and pass out, fall back down. You gotta gotta be able to have the capacity. You guys hear me talk about capacity a lot. This is why. You gotta have the capacity to stand at these places, to stand at these higher frequencies, to be able to see from these higher heights, right? So instead, this person, keep in mind, you're strong enough to anchor you and them. They're not stupid. So they went out and got help to try to keep you down because they knew they were never going to do the work to be able to stand next to you up here where you are now. So the best they figured they could do to keep you, don't forget who you are for this person is everything. If you are someone who's constantly feeling like you're drowning in your feelings, fears, and and illusions, and you meet someone that can stabilize you and you can like get your head above water, you ain't gonna let that person go. That's your life thing. That's your thing. Your life thing. And that's how this person felt, and that's why they went so hard. That's why this shit been crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? But that's why, because this person literally was depending on you for their life, literally. And again, instead of saying, okay, well, I'll tell you what, I need you for life. Show me how to do what you're doing so we can do this. They said, well, come over here. I need this for life. Help me hold it down so it can never go anywhere. And these fools said, bet. Motherfucker. If the person is strong enough to stay, but how you think anyway. That's what happened. I'm gonna have to leave this here because it's the reading. You know, so needless to say, Emperor's at the bottom of the deck. Needless to say, this person is absolutely drowning right now because you've ascended. You did what they refused to do, right? Your choice to transmute the pain has allowed you to shift where you are in your life. And now you're about to receive a whole hell of a lot of good fortune. That's what I'm not going to hold you. I feel like had this person at the time made that choice, the divine would have worked with both y'all to figure out a way for both y'all to stand up together. I don't think the divine would have been like, okay, carry this person. I don't think it would have been like that. But it's like I said at the beginning, and then I'm about to go. A gift is a gift. You still have to accept it. You were a gift to this person, just like you received these spiritual gifts and you had to choose to allow, accept, and all that outside about. You were a gift to this person, and they had to choose to accept that you were a gift, and then allow that you were the gift, and then accept. They didn't. They didn't. But now, I promise you, they're very clear because they're drowning. And what I see in that last reading is trying to keep you down where they are, but you're not down there, you up here. So they have no choice but to be like this to you. You still saving their life. You still saving their life. That's why the divine created you to shine. Do you understand that? For all the people out here drowning, if they have something to look up to, it's not just hope, it keeps their freaking chin out of water. Can you hear what I'm saying? Okay? So please hear my words. In between now and the next time I drop a reading, trust your path, your process, and your purpose. That's why I say those words every reading. That's why. Okay? This is your reading. I hope it brought you clarity and confirmation. If you haven't already, hit the like button. And if it resonated with you, drop me a black heart emoji in the comment section below so I will know. Turn on your post notifications so the next time I drop a read, it will show up in your feed. This reading is timeless. So whenever you find it or it finds you, you simply take what resonates and you leave the rest behind for the next person. Okay? Listen. Whoever you are, wherever you are, know that I love you madly. See you next time.